Hi everybody, welcome to this week's OT session. We are on week 6. How do we make the number 6 with our hands? We start with 5 and then we add 1. That's week 6. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we are working on our word spring because it is springtime. Okay, so let's spell our word spring and see what letter we are on. Ready? S-P-R-I-N-G. That's right, we are on the letter G for our word spring. Let's look at our schedule for today. Okay, step 1, everybody show me 1. It's circle time. It's time to sit down all together and get ready for OT. So find a seat on a chair, put your feet on the ground and your hands in your lap. Sit up tall, your heart to the sky, or you can sit crisscross applesauce. All right, now that you're all sitting down, let's do our step 2 hello song. Okay, ready? We all know this. Good morning, everybody. How are you? I'm fine. Good morning, everybody. How are you? I'm fine. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. How are you? I'm fine. Good clapping, everybody. Excellent job. All right, let's look at our next step. Step 3 is our alphabet song. So we're going to stop the video and go to Patty Shukla's Alphabet Sonic song and practice our hand movements. Click on the link below to go to Patty Shukla's phonics song on YouTube. Okay. Now let's go to step 4. That's writing. And what letter are we doing for step 4? That's right, the letter G. Okay, so let's practice writing our letter G. First, we need to build it. So let's get from all our past sessions our handwriting without tears blocks. Do we need a big line for the letter G? No. Do we need a big curve for the letter G? Yes, we do. What letter does that look like? That looks like the letter C. So, to make G, we start with our letter C, and then we do a line up, small line, and a small line in. And that builds the letter G. Let's practice writing. So get your pencil or your marker and start your writing with the letter C. Okay, I'm doing my big curve. Okay, I have my letter C, but I want to make a letter G. So I do a small line up and then a small line across. And now I have my letter G. Excellent. Parents, remember you can use boundary boxes. You can practice by making lines and having them stay in the line. All capital letters, if you're doing lines, touch the top line and touch the bottom line. All capital letters. We call these size 1 letters, but that'll be for another episode. Okay, now that we did our letter G, let's move to our garden. What sound does G make? That's right, it makes the sound g, 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 like go or garden. Garden, that's what we're gonna do today. Today we're gonna do some gardening for the letter G. Okay, so the materials you're going to need for today is an empty carton of eggs. If you can go outside and find some dirt anywhere, any dirt will do. I collected a little dirt in my bucket here. So you just need a little bit of dirt. And then I saved some seeds here. I'm going to show you on my plate. I saved some seeds from a squash that I ate yesterday. So any seeds that you have at your house that you can save or go find is going to be great for this project. Let's think of what things that you eat that might have some seeds. I think if you eat an apple, it has some seeds. What else? If you ate a peach, that has some seeds. If you eat a tomato, it has some seeds. What else has seeds? Why don't you pause the video and go to the refrigerator and look at what things you might have that has seeds. Here are some items that I've found in my refrigerator that have seeds. A jalapeno, an orange, a lemon, an avocado, and a squash. So here I took my squash out of the fridge. I'm going to cut it in half. It's going to make 2 pieces. I'm going to split it open. Oh, and here we are. I have some seeds inside. Here's a little seed from my squash that I can plant. You can also purchase some seeds from your local grocery store if they are available. Okay, great. So now that you have your seeds, your egg carton, and your dirt, I think we're ready to garden. So the way that I prepared my garden box was I kept a carton of eggs, and every time I made eggs in the morning, I saved my shells and put them inside. I'll show you why that's important. Okay, so we're gonna get our dirt and we're gonna fill each eggshell with some dirt. So this dirt is a little bit wet. It's from outside. It was raining the last couple days. And that's a perfect kind of dirt that you want for your little garden. I'm going to use a spoon. You're welcome to use your hands if you want. So I'm taking the spoon, picking up dirt, and filling up my eggshells. How many eggshells do we have to fill? Let's count. So far I've done 1, 2, 3. Let's see how many we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, we have 12 eggshells to fill. We're on 4, 5, 6. So for parents, this is a good activity because it's working on spoon skills. It's fine motor as it relates to writing and feeding. See, I'm holding my spoon in almost tripod grasp, same as I would hold other items, such as a pencil or when I'm feeding myself with a spoon. Another thing is if you want to use your hands, this is a great sensory activity for children that have aversions to this kind of texture. So you can practice exposing your child to some soil. So we're going to keep on filling up our eggshells. Let's count how many we've done so far. I'm going to finish this one. Okay, let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Wow, 10. We know how to count to 10, but we have 12, so let's keep counting. 11, and then last one, 12. Okay, all our eggshells are filled with dirt for our garden. Okay, so parents, if you notice, I drew some lines on this side of my carton. That is so I can remember what I planted. If you have a lot of different kinds of seeds, please practice writing the items that you're going to plant. I'm just going to be planting squash. These are squash seeds. So if I were working with my child, I'd know that this whole thing is squash and we can practice writing squash. So I would do a pencil outline if my child needed it, and they would trace S, Q, U, A, S, H. Here I did capital and lowercase. Another thing is if they're just working on their capitals and they're not that advanced, you can do just big letters. S, Q, U, A, S, H. So that's another way that we can write what we're planting in our capital letters. I ran out of room there, but that's okay. Squash. So here we're working on our lines, we're working on our capital letters, and we're working on our writing. Okay, now that our garden bed is ready for planting, I'm going to take my pointer finger and make a little hole in each egg inside the dirt. And you can count too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, now you're going to take your seeds and you're going to plant them. And we can count. 1, 2. We're using a pincer grasp here, so you pick it up with your pincer grasp. 3, 4, 5, 6. This is a skill to pick things up like that. Please encourage them. You'll notice some kids will go like this. Some kids will go like this. Try to get them just to use their pincer to keep on planting. A good way to keep those fingers down for a pincer grasp is you can take a marker top, ask them to hold it, and then they get to use their picker-upper fingers, and that helps them develop their pincer grasp. Why is pincer grasp important? When we hold our pencil, we use a pincer grasp. When we pick things up off of a table, we use a pincer grasp. So it's important to develop this more precision side of the hand. So we're on our last two. Something you can do here with the gardening, instead of just putting in the seeds, you can say, okay, there's 1 seed. 1 plus 1 seed is 2 seeds. Or you can put 2 seeds in a pot and do some math. So we have 1 seed and we're going to add another. How many seeds do we have there? We have 2. And then if we want this one, we have 3. So now what we're going to do is we're going to use our pincer again and we're going to cover up our seed because our seed has to go to sleep. So just like we cover ourselves in bed, we're going to cover up our seed so it can sleep and then it can grow. Okay, a good thing to talk about if you feel up for it is to talk about how this is a dozen eggs. A box holds a dozen eggs. So 12, the number 12, another way we can use the number 12 is by calling it a dozen. Okay, so all my seeds look covered. Now that we're done with our garden bed, we can take this egg carton and put it on a windowsill somewhere in the house. have water nearby it so that way you can water them daily. And then eventually they will grow. So I'm going to show you now one that grew. Okay, so here's one of my garden beds that started to grow. I want to show you what I have in here. Here I grew some tomato. So see how my tomatoes are starting to grow. Tomatoes like to be planted in the spring. And when my garden bed outside is ready, or if I find a place to plant at a friend's house or something, I can just pull this little egg out. See how I have a little tiny eggplant? And I can crush them just a little so that the roots can grow. Crush, and I'm using my fingertips. And then I can make a hole in the ground and plant my tomatoes. So let's go do that together. All right, so here's my garden bed. And I'm gonna take my little tomato. I'm gonna make a hole in the ground with my fingers. I'm gonna put the tomato into the ground, and I don't want to cover it up because it's not going to go to sleep anymore. Now it's going to grow. So it needs just to have its dirt on the side, and then that way the sun can reach the plant and the plant will grow. Okay, let me show you a bigger tomato plant. Here's ones that grow nice and big. So over time, these tomato plants that we planted are going to grow nice and tall, and they're going to give us tomatoes. Another option is to take little cuttings of herbs and stick them in water. Things like mint, parsley, sage, cilantro are good options. And just watch them grow. Thanks everybody for coming to OT. I'll see you next week. I hope you have a safe and healthy week. Now I'm going to work on my bigger garden bed and plant a bunch of things in it. Hopefully I'll grow a lot of things for the summer. Remember to practice your letters and the word spring this week.